Hi, this is Azure Biosystems, and today we're going to cover multiplex analysis using the AzureSpot Pro analysis software from Azure Biosystems. This video will be focusing on the multiplex workflow and will not be going into depth on the basic workflow of using the 1D analysis module. To learn more about the basic workflow of the AzureSpot Pro 1D module, please visit AzureBiosystems.com to see our other tutorial videos. When you open your multiplex image in the 1D module, you are immediately brought to the image setup screen. In this window, you can adjust the sources for each of your channels. You can view the saturated pixels and the 3D model. And you can also adjust the color and contrast of your image. Any adjustments you make to the color or the contrast of your image only deal with how the image is visualized in the software. So none of these adjustments affect your data in any way, just how the data is viewed. Once you have your pseudo-coloring and contrast adjustment to your liking, and you've checked for any saturated pixels and visualize your signal trends, we move on to lanes. For this image, I'm going to treat it as a single blot, but again, similarly to one channel or single channel analysis, you can create multiple lane boxes if you have multiple blots or gels in a single image. As you can see, I can always adjust individual lanes if I am noticing different patterns in the way the gel has run, or I can manipulate the entire lane box if there are trends throughout the entire gel. Once your lanes are set up to your liking, we move on to background definition. With multi-channel images, AzureSpot Pro gives you the option to choose to apply a single type of background across your entire image in all channels, or you can choose to apply different background subtraction methods to different channels or to each of the channels in your image. Where this can be very useful is if, as in the case of this image, you have a total protein stain. You can see that that total protein stain appears to be background when you're just looking at the profile of that image. It looks like the background of, say, this image that has a very clear protein band. The problem with using a single background subtraction method across your entire image when you have a total protein stain like that is that a lot of this signal of the total protein stain would be subtracted as background. This is why AzureSpot Pro allows you to assign different background subtraction methods to different channels as needed. So for example, in this case, I'm going to choose to apply a rolling ball background to all of my channels. And you'll see immediately that that total protein signal has disappeared. So now I'm going to go back, choose to subtract no background from my channel 3, which is my total protein channel, and apply that. Now I have my total protein signal back, and the rolling ball is still subtracting background from my other 3 channels. For more information on the different types of background subtraction that we offer, you can check out our AzureSpot Pro Basics video, or click the Help button to be brought to the appropriate page in the AzureSpot Pro user manual. Once you have set your background definition in all of your channels, you can move on to band definition. AzureSpot Pro offers both automatic and manual band definition capabilities. You can interact with the image profiles in order to create boxes and select bands. You can choose to view all of your channels at once or a single channel in order to better visualize your bands and mark them within the image itself. Or you could choose to utilize the software's automatic band definition capabilities in which you set parameters that the software will use to determine what is a band and what is not a band. To do this, you would set the parameters of the slope, noise, and percentage maximum peak, as well as the edge detection method. The default is automatic, though it is also a popular choice to use fixed width, which forces the software to create all of the band boxes to the exact same width. Once you have set your parameters, AzureSpot Pro gives you the option to choose which channels you automatically detect in. You can detect globally across the entire image, which if you have a total protein stain is not recommended because you do not want that to be separated into individual bands. And this is why AzureSpot Pro gives you the option to automatically detect bands in channels of your choosing, so that you can use the automatic detection in the channels that contain your proteins of interest while avoiding detecting bands in a channel such as a total protein channel. After detecting bands, you can still interact with the profile displays and the image itself in order to fine-tune what was detected as a band. Once you have detected bands in all of your channels that require it, you can move on to molecular weight. Molecular weight definition for a multiplex image works much the same way as it does in a single channel image. You can add your most commonly used molecular weight standard templates into the software by clicking the Edit Molecular Weight Standard Templates button, and you can apply those templates by clicking the Change button. Once you have selected which marker to use, you can select the lane in which that marker is present, and the software will apply that marker to that lane. If, as in the case with this gel, the marker was run multiple times, you can select multiple lanes to apply the marker to, and the software will automatically adjoin them to help account for any irregularities in how the gels were run. Once your marker is applied, you can adjust the line fit based on your SOPs or the manufacturer's instructions for your marker. Once your marker is applied, the software will automatically interpolate the sizes of your bands based on the marker and units that you entered. For many users, basic analysis consists of creating lanes, subtracting background, finding bands, and defining the molecular weight of your bands. For those users, we will move on to results. We will cover normalization and quantity calibration in a more advanced lesson. From this results window, we can view all of the band and lane information we obtained during our analysis. You can choose what lanes and what channels are being shown, as well as what data to display and export. For more information or for more training videos for AzureSpot Pro analysis software, visit AzureBiosystems.com.